Kakadosh Boker Tov, we're just continuing with halachot of the 3 weeks. Our minhag that even though we just brought down that you're not supposed to say Shechianu during the 3 weeks, there was a minhag brought down that according to the Yalkut Yosef, you're allowed to do it on the Shabbatot of the 3 weeks. However, our minhag of Morocco was not to do that, was to be machmir not to say Shechianu even on the Shabbatot during the 3 weeks. During these 3 weeks, there are special haftarot, because we know that there's tlata de puranuta v'sheva nechamata, which means there are 3 haftarot, which are going to be haftarot of lamentations, of sorrow, and then there's going to be 7, which are going to be of consolation. It's so important, these haftarot, that there's actually a machloke between Shulchan Aruch and the Ramah later on, that what's going to happen, for example, if it would come out Rosh Chodesh on Shabbat. So therefore, if Rosh Chodesh would come out on Shabbat, according to the Ashkenazim, they would actually do Shabbat Rosh Chodesh. But according to Sfaradim, the Tlata de Puranuta and Sheva Nechamata always takes precedence, and therefore you would always do the Tlata de Puranuta and Sheva Nechamata. So for example, let's say Rosh Chodesh Elul would come out on Shabbat. So therefore what would happen is that you would still say the one of the Nechamata, and then afterwards the first and last Pasuk of Shabbat Rosh Chodesh, because it's so important doing these haftarot. Now these haftarot, the 3 of them, the Tlata de Puranuta, our minhag was to have a very special tune to it. This was the minhag, whether it's of Morocco or Tunisia as well, that they had a special tune which is reminding us of Echa. And there's no problem whatsoever of doing Teshuvah on Shabbat. And therefore any single time that we're going to come and we're going to do something in order to arouse ourselves, in order to feel what it is, the Churban Habayit, so therefore there's no problem whatsoever, and that's what we tried to do during these 3 weeks. I've actually heard of the elders, right, coming and actually saying this haftarah, and these haftarot, they would actually be crying saying it because they would be reading the words and understanding what they're saying, and they would actually start crying because of what's happening and obviously the destruction of the Bet HaMikdash. We're obviously far away from this, but this is the concept. The last halacha that I mentioned is Shabbat before Rosh Chodesh Av, we do not do the regular Birkat HaChodesh. If you realize it's actually hidden, and therefore what we just say Mechadesh Chodashim, right? There's a whole nusach that we have over there, and that was the minhag, whether it's also the same thing in Morocco or also in Tunisia as well, because we do not actually come and mention the Rosh Chodesh. We're actually hiding it because we're not actually mentioning it of all the different things. That's the special one that we don't actually sing on Rosh Chodesh Av at all, even during the Hallel. It's just reading, because again, it's what's happening, Nichnas Av, and that already starts from Rosh Chodesh Av, Ma'atim B'Simcha, and therefore it continues until afterwards, Bezrat Hashem, it becomes a holiday, Bezrat Hashem. Even this year, even Tisha B'Av should become a holiday, Bezrat Hashem.